Alrighty, guys. So for this week's Motivational Monday, we will be hitting the topic of three-way calls, three-way chats. And I can tell you that, like I was saying, right before I hit the play or the record, is that um, I got I mean, if I showed you guys how many three-way chats I'm in right now, it would probably make some of you just absolutely like want to cry. And it's hard to manage, but you know what? I just do one at a time and I go through, and right now we're just waiting on people to get their samples. So like I shot everybody a reminder message because I always turn a reminder on whenever we finish that first three-way chat to follow up when their mini comes. So today was when all of the reminder messages from 6 o'clock till about 8 o'clock tonight are a ton of reminder messages. So I just popped in every single one of them and I was like, hey, love, just wanted to check and see if you've got your sample today or not. Some of them came back and said they did. And I was just like reminding them to let me know if they have any questions. So I use that little reminder thing in Messenger all the time whenever I finish. Okay, I use that when I'm going to follow up with people when they're talking about a product and they're telling me that they're going to order. I always use that reminder thing because I suck at follow up, so that's my only way to remember. And then the same reason I do that for like three-way calls, a three-way chat. So you're going to hear that probably a lot tonight. That reminder button in Messenger is like my lifeline because, again, I am not the most organized person on the planet Earth. I want to start by saying that I would not be here today if it wasn't for a three-way call. A three-way call, not a three-way chat. I probably would have gone for the chat, but that just wasn't like a thing when I came on. So let me start there and say that just wasn't a thing when I started. Three-way messaging wasn't a whole lot of that, and three-way calls were foreign to me. And if it wasn't for the fact of Jamie and I having a very good relationship and myself already kind of knowing Lisa and knowing Lisa's story a little bit, because Jamie filled me in to enough with what I needed to know. And then she was like, okay, but let me put you on the phone for Lisa to validate basically what it is that I'm saying to you. And she can share why, she's been using this product and so forth. And I was like, and you guys, I was a skeptic. I was a hell no to the business. I was I don't want anything to do with your crack patch. I was nope, not doing it. Everybody that I work with already does it. Nope. All these people around my town already do it. I have literally publicly bashed this company, Lavelle. Yes, I had. I definitely called it a crack patch. Like I know you guys giggle, but I mean, there's screenshots of me saying that it's a crack patch. And, basically probably people were abusive if they did it when they were pregnant. Like, I mean, God only knows what I said. Like I was a terrible person. Oh my God. And my word weighs heavy because I'm a nurse, a cardiac nurse at that, you guys. Oh God, you can just imagine when I left my previous company, there were screenshots galore all through the VIP pages of Amanda saying it's a crack patch, and now Amanda's promoting this product. And you know what? All that did was make me get more promoters. So cheers to them. But on a real note, I was not open to the product or the opportunity. So how did Jamie get somebody that was super skeptic and not open to the product or opportunity to give a product a try? Well, I'm going to tell you. First, Jamie knew that I needed money, that I was working full time again, and I wanted to step away. So she came at me with first telling me about the opportunity. And because that's who I was. Okay. You guys, for those of you guys that don't know, I am a very big, I'm a very big yellow, but I'm an even bigger red. And when I say red, like you dangle a carrot in front of me and tell me that you're going to beat me somewhere, I'm going to beat you there. So basically, it was like a game when Jamie and I came in of who was going to hit 200K first. And when I found out like how the pay went and everything, I was like, okay, like Lisa's telling me that she's sleeping better. I haven't slept in like a year. Um, Lisa's telling me that she felt better. Like she wasn't like all over the place and scattered, and like being unfocused was like something seriously I struggled with. And Jamie's telling me how she's up and moving and just has all this energy. And I'm like, okay, if this product works, like you say it works, I will join the company and I will beat your ass to the top. Basically, is where I was at. Okay. So I got off this three-way chat and I did. I signed up. The day that I tried the product, I resigned from my previous company. And I did not know that I was going to join Lavelle until after I tried the product. I had to believe in the product, guys. So for those of you guys that are here right now that have never tried the product, your number one priority, number one priority is you need to get a sample in your hands to try the product. You buy it off your sponsor. Got it? If they don't have product, buy it off of their sponsor. But yes, you heard me right. Buy it off of them. Why? Because until you put a value on this product, you are never, ever, ever going to be able to put a value on it when you're trying to sell it. And you have to have confidence in the fact that it literally is something that can change people's lives, right? So, anyways, it literally went with me being in, and I didn't think about it this way, but I was in a chat with Lisa and Jamie, or in a call, whatever, and Jamie constantly like, okay, did you get your sample? Did you get your trial? You know, me messaging Lisa, letting her know what my trial was like. And it just started exploding, and I started getting excited and I started sharing it and I started putting all that out there. Why was I doing that? Because other people around me were doing that too. They were excited, they were sharing, they were doing all this stuff. So I want to encourage you guys, instead of being intimidated by three-way calls and three-way chats, to know that it can be a business changer for you. And by you not doing it, it's costing you a lot of money. It's costing you an Amanda Arnett. Okay? By you not asking people that you really want to be on your team, it is costing you an Amanda Arnett. It is costing you a Kaylee Krupp. It is costing you a Lisa K. Fuller. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Lisa didn't get here because somebody didn't tell her about it. Right? So I want to encourage you guys right now. I am a true believer, and this is not what tonight's Zoom's about. I am a true believer that one of the number one reasons why people stay stuck is the fact that they don't network. I am a true believer that a lot of you guys have the same friends that you had on the day you joined, and you're not adding friends on a daily basis. I'm a true believer that a lot of you don't message people. And I'm not talking about spammy messages. Hey, try my Thrive. Hey, I've only got 3 spots left or anything. You guys, I see all kinds of memes going around right now, especially because people are doing business all wrong. How many of you guys have seen, and this is nothing against It Works, okay? But there's a meme going around today about It Works. Like if you know, you had a kid younger than a certain age or something, like, you know, there, you've got 5 spots for a promoter kit today. I mean, like, seriously, like that's the thing. And listen, it can go for any company, because that's the thing, is that people are spamming, and that's what's causing these memes to come out. But I don't know about you guys, but I want to change the way that people see this industry. And I want to build those relationships with people where they know, like, and trust me, and they see what I'm doing isn't a hype. It is actual true testimonies of how these products make me feel, right? So I have Sheila on, which Sheila, something that was interesting with her was that she's been being told for the last 30 months to get people in 3 ways. And she really hadn't been. So Sheila, you want to unmute yourself and share a little bit about how it's been pretty business changing for you most recently. Here, I'll unmute you. How it's been pretty business changing for you recently by actually going about putting this in. And then we'll talk about, guys, we're going to lead into how you go about getting people into those three-way chats and so forth. But I want you to hear a little bit about what Sheila has to say. Okay, go for it, girl.
Hi. First of all, when this first came on, y'all made me feel really old. I'm 53, and you're all talking and complaining about being 40-something. So,
and you don't look a freaking bit like you're 53. So,
we have good skincare, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. So, when I'm a retired nurse. 15 years in the emergency room and labor and delivery. And so Amanda, really, her story resonates with me. And that's going to kind of feed into what I'm going to say. When I came into this business, I had bashed Lavelle for 3 years. I told everybody, ain't no way. And it's pretty silly when I think about it because, I mean, we had pain patches, fentanyl patches, and I mean, all kinds of stuff that we use on a regular basis on patients. So a nutrition patch really was not that far off. It's just my brain couldn't wrap itself around how a little sticky was going to make me feel better.
And nurses are tough cookies, guys. Nurses are like brutal to break.
Yeah, it takes a lot because we've seen a lot. We've got all the schooling behind us. And unfortunately, science and schooling can lock your brain down sometimes. It locks it just locks your mentality down. It closes you off, so you're not so open to things. But as far as the messaging goes, when I came in this business, the person that brought me, I'm under Lisa now because my person that brought me in's gone. And the person that brought me in really locked our team down. She didn't want us associating with other Lavelle people, and she didn't want reaching out to do the three-ways and everything. So between that and my own, I can handle this on my own mentality because that's where I'd come from. I was with It Works before this one. And you got told all the time, just do it. Get out there, get over yourself. You just do it. So that's what I was used to doing. So the three-way chats have been a real struggle for me. For 30 months, I have fought doing them. I'll do them a little bit here, and then I back off from doing that. And this last week, when the double triple promo hit, and then I started doing a mini race with my team, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to reach out to Lisa or someone, and here's the important thing. You need to associate with other Lavelle people, and you need to know their stories. People on your team, people on other teams, and I don't accept a lot of the Lavelle people as my friend on Facebook, but it doesn't mean that I haven't accepted them on Messenger. So I can message back and forth with them. I make sure I find out what their story is. Case in point, I have a gal named Diane on my team, and she thrived through her whole pregnancy, and she's a teacher, and she had a fantastic pregnancy. So whenever I have someone that asks me about either nursing or pregnant, who's my go-to person? It's Diane, because I'm 53 years old. They ain't not going to listen to me say, oh, you're going to feel great while you're pregnant, because I haven't been pregnant in 30 years. So that doesn't, you have to put somebody in front of them in that three-way chat that they're going to resonate with. That their stories.
You just said something right there, Sheila. So I want to stop you because I feel like sometimes people just go to their sponsor, but their sponsor is not always the necessarily person that's going to be the best for that three-way chat. So I want you to keep that in mind, guys. And listen, here's the second part of what I want to highlight that Sheila's talking about right now, because a lot of you are missing this point. Okay. A lot of you are missing this. And how do I know? Because I did a lot of three-ways. Okay. Is knowing what the person wants to thrive. Like, what is their story? What's their background? Why are they wanting to thrive? What's going on with them? Like she just said, if she knows that this person is going to ask questions about pregnancy or breastfeeding or whatever, then she knows that person that she gets them in a chat with, maybe it's this. But here's the thing. A lot of the ones are basic. A lot of people, it's pretty basic. They just want energy. They want to lose weight. They want to whatever. And pretty much those people, anybody could go in a three-way chat with them. Okay. But when you've got like really particular people, particular questions, sometimes diabetics want to know from somebody that's a diabetic or experienced with diabetics. Like my husband's type 1 diabetic, but I'm in a three-way chat with a type 1 or my husband's a type 2, but I'm in a three-way chat with a type 1, but I'm explaining to her, the shakes being low glycemic index, everything is diabetic friendly. It shouldn't raise her sugars at all. But just to start off with a half first and see how she does, but she should be fine with a whole. It doesn't raise my husband's sugars, but he's type 2. But I also assured her that even though it's a low glycemic index and even though it's diabetically friendly, that also I did tell her that I'm also a nurse, so I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt. I do have a little bit of knowledge on the glycemic index and so forth, that I want her to feel comfortable knowing that I'm not just telling her something to sell her a product. I'm telling her because I actually do know. But that person may need a validation call from somebody that is also diabetic or somebody that has, a little bit more understanding. Okay, Sheila, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, where was I?
I'm really terrible about this.
You're fine. I'm not bothered. Where was I at? Okay, that's part of being
You
50.
were talking about how you were isolated at first, and then you started getting people who you're not able to accept them on Facebook, but you have those people in Messenger that you can relate to people. Okay.
Exactly. So one of the big things I tell people is find a handful of people that are kind of all over the board. Because let me tell you, while like what Amanda just said, while a lot of people just want energy and you can reach out to almost any one of us for that, if you get a bodybuilder you're talking to, you want a bodybuilder on, because that's a whole nother language and I learned that the hard way, because they start talking about their amino acids and their proteins and all this other stuff I didn't know what to do. I literally scrambled as I'm talking to her on my computer. I get on and I start looking up somebody, and I just quickly message, can I pull you into a three-way chat this week? And she said yes. So I'm in that three-way chat with them now. And thank God I did, because their language is something so different than what I even understand, and they're chatting away and I'm right there with them, but I'm learning some new stuff, which is great. But here's the other thing I learned this week or this last week. Stop asking people if you can put them in a three-way chat. I don't ask anymore. I open the chat up. I put, like this week, I did it with Lisa on several times. I let her know first. I let the person I'm pulling in that three-way with me know who this person is, what questions they're asking. I would love to have them in a three-way. That way they have to have some knowledge of that person going into it. And let them know what you've already talked about. They've watched the video maybe on your website. I use that all the time because I cannot explain Thrive like that video explains Thrive.
You just said something that my team hears me say all the time. Amanda, what do you say when somebody asks you about Thrive? I say, I send them the 3-minute video that is on the Lavelle website, like literally, and tell them that it's going to tell them more in that 3 minutes than I could ever explain.
And it really does.
And people are fine with it. And then I ask them what questions they have about it. And it is, you guys, I literally have done that since day one, because I hate answering questions about stupid shit. And if you ask me what is in something, I'm going to send you a PDF file. Poor Christy Alford sent me that the other day. She is like with Amber Manquest. Amber yelled at me because she was asking about a customer that wanted to know what was in the DFT. And I said, well, here's the PDF. And Amber's like, no, you need to do a three-way. And I'm like, no, I don't roll like that. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody else right now.
I'm going to do the same thing with them.
I'm going to do the same thing. And I did. Christy will tell you, I did. When we got in that three-way chat, I literally sent that, the PDF, you know? And I'm like, because my thing is that if we can provide them with information, like, you know, like the video, or giving them a PDF, or telling them that it's in cloud and where they can find it at, then guess what? You're not going to you're not going to waste all that time answering all those stupid things.
Well,
Here's the ingredients. Here's how to use it.
Why would we? Our company has given us these amazing tools
Mm-hmm.
that basically do all the hard stuff for us.
Yeah, I mean, when people ask me what's in stuff, I ask them if they know what's in, like if they know why Tylenol works. Like, I mean,
You know,
I don't know.
what? I had this one girl constantly, she would post, I've got my, for every day she went and got fries from McDonald's, and she got her Starbucks, and then she was drinking all this stuff. And she said, well, what is it? I said, I'll tell you what's in it when you tell me everything that's in your fast food meal from McDonald's.
Yeah. And
she said, what?
I have somebody asked a question. Ashley Ayers asked a question over in the corner, and I'm going to show you guys my magic trick. So she asked if I had that video saved somewhere. So I actually have everything that I want to send to people saved in my own messenger. I send it to myself. So I have, I'm not super slick, but if you ask me what the comp plan is, I have a typed up message, and I have a picture of the comp plan that I forward and I send to somebody. I'm not going to go into a lot of details or anything like that, but I also have the PDF file for the auto bonus, the VIP bonuses. I have PDF files for everything. I also have, you guys, it's all about working smarter, not harder, okay? I also have in my albums on my phone, I have all of the products. See, I saved all of them, and I have it in my albums on my phone. See, product. I'm super slick like that. And then when somebody asks me a question about a particular product, I just send them the PDF file.
See, I have all mine in an app called Evernote.
Mm-hmm. Amanda, I want to butt in really quick. And one of the things I want to point out with Sheila is that a couple of these people Sheila has talked to before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she didn't close the deal, and it's not because Sheila doesn't rock, because she does.
Mm-hmm.
They just needed to hear it from someone else. And I think people don't know what to say when they get in the three-way, which is, all I do is validate how awesome Sheila is. And then I make it sound like Sheila's offering some crazy deal, even if it's the company deal. So, like, I'll give you an example. When Sheila put me in a message, I'm like, oh my God, Sheila, you're doing 3 months for the price of one. Are you out of your mind? Like, that's what I said. Yeah, I said, I'm like telling this girl, you need to jump on this. Sheila must have lost her mind, because you ain't going to find a better deal. Like, that's double, triple fast starts, but this girl doesn't understand that yet. So it's like cool, because and you know, I'm just like, oh my God, Sheila's amazing. You already know that. All I do is share my story quick, and then I just validate, oh my gosh, we're so excited for you. If you do this, you're going to have so much help, so much support. Like, I don't say anything special. Like, I think that's the other thing that I wanted to point out too, is if you're on here, it doesn't have to be me. It's not because Sheila got me, Lisa, and she's been in Lavelle and she's a millionaire. No, I don't say anything special, like at all. Anything different than anyone else would say. It's just validation.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it 100% can be different people. And Christy, you can send me those about the mini experiences and so forth. And Christy was actually talking to me about something that I think a lot of you guys might have this trouble too, is that you might get a sample into somebody's hand, but then not know how to convert them from a sample to a customer. And I'm going to be straight up and tell you, you ask for it. You say, okay, now that you've gotten this sample out, and I'll tell you, Lisa doesn't even sometimes send out samples unless she knows that they're going to be ready to order
Yep.
when they finish their sample up. And I can tell you that I am constantly, like, whenever we're getting somebody started on a 3-day sample or something, and you're checking in with them, ask those questions. When are you going to want to go ahead and place your order so that we can start getting you thriving for free next month? I am a big one on how are we going to get you thriving for free next month? And then they're like, well, I don't know how. None of my friends are going to order it. I don't have any money. I'm like, how do you know? What's it doing for you? Is it making you feel awesome? Great. Now go post about it and just hush up and tag me, and then I'll answer the questions from your people, and I'll give them your customer link. Like, you guys, we got to put in the extra work. Like, half of
Well,
you guys would.
it's important what you say too. People like options. So as soon as I get in that message thread, I say, you got a couple options here. Your first option is you can try a mini experience. But I just want to warn you, it's only 3 days of the product. You may or may not feel something. I said, and your second option is a full month supply. And that's what most people do. And I say that every single time. That's what most people do. You guys, your words matter. People want to be like most people. They don't want to be the one left out. They don't want to be the one doing the thing that most people don't do. They want to be the one doing the thing that most people do. So I'll say your second option is most people start out as a customer because you're going to get a 20% discount. You're not locked into any crazy auto ship. You can literally just try this for a month at my cost. Plus I'm doing 25 back or free shipping, whatever I'm adding to that. And you can just see what it does for you for your full month. And you're going to get to see what this is really doing for you. I said, and then your third option is making money with this. I always throw that out there, because you don't know. People might go, oh, well, maybe I do want to make money with it. And so most people don't go for option one. Most people don't say, okay, I'll do the 3 days.
Yeah. When people message me, guys, every single person that messages me, I ask them, are you just wanting to use the product, or are you wanting to use the product to make money? Every single person. Like, if you message me about a product, I'm going to ask you, are you just wanting to use the product, or are you wanting to use the product to make money? Every time.
Yep.
Every time. That should always be.
Well, another thing about the messaging is, here's where I feel that it's hurt my business. How I started out is I was not doing 3-ways. So when I brought people in, I didn't bring them in like that. So they're not doing 3-ways. So now I'm trying to scramble backwards and say, hey guys, you really need to be doing these 3-way validate. Well, you didn't do it with us. It's hard to say, do as I say, not as I do, or do as I don't know. You get my point.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that it goes in and out. We'll be like really good at doing 3-ways for a while, and then it's like everybody falls off doing 3-ways for a while, and then we get back to doing it. And I can tell you this, there's no coincidence, guys. I mean, I know that there's a reason that we see momentum happening when we're getting samples in people's hands, when we are literally doing the duplication and getting people in these chats and having these conversations and talking in that energy and keep it going. It is 100%, guys, like Sheila was saying, it's hard to change something once you haven't been doing it, right? So take this time right now. We are in what is today, the 9th or the 10th of February, and like literally over the next few weeks is when you're going to start to see that pick up. This month is like last year during this time was kind of, it was a E month, but it started to power up towards the end. So you're going to see that explosion start to happen. All of your seeds that you are planting literally last month and right now is what is going to explode here in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. Like, you're going to really start to see this. So this is the time that you want to be getting those samples out the door. If you have product in your house, this is the time that you need to be getting.
Amanda, can we also touch on really quick when 3-ways are appropriate? Because
we're going to.
Well, one of the things that popped in my head was, let's say that it was easy for you. Let's say somebody popped in your inbox and they said, I'm ready, sign me up.
Yeah.
Or I'm ready, let's be a customer. That doesn't mean don't do a 3-way. You should immediately be getting them in a 3-way with a couple uplines saying, this is my new person. Tell them what they
Yeah.
need to do. Like it's
Yeah,
that
you're
excitement.
saying that, and I'm like this. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to every person today.
No, but you're not gonna. Think about how many people sign on your team. But then, I mean, when somebody brand new is in this team and signs up, they need to be in a welcome message with
Yeah,
somebody.
for promoters, 100%, they need to be in a welcome message.
Yeah,
But
not every customer.
yeah,
No.
not every customer.
If that customer has an issue or a question, then absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
let's say the customer gets the product and they're like, I have headaches. Okay, get them in a three-way. But if that, you know, don't just shove, okay, this is what I hate, and I have to point this out and then I'll shut up. I cannot stand it when someone puts me in a three-way and the person has no clue why they're there. I look so stupid because they think I'm magic. They think I'm magically going to be able to force somebody into doing this who has no interest at all.
Yeah.
You guys, a three-way needs to happen at certain times. So if you're having problems closing a customer, so let's say somebody's been in your inbox a couple times and they've asked questions, but nothing's happening. Go to them and say, look, what's holding you back? Tell me what is that thing that's holding you back? I know you're interested. You keep asking question, what's holding you back? That simple question right there is going to open up what is holding them back. Then based off of whatever is holding them back, now is a good time for a three-way. Because if you know it's money, figure somebody out on the team who also had that objection and get them in a three-way message. If it's time, put him in a message with Manda, who was working as a nurse 60 hours. Put him in a message with me that was working 80 hours. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who is it? And what's their objection? What is holding them back? And then figure out who would be the best person to talk them off the ledge. Somebody with that same objection. And then, putting somebody in and telling the background. So before Sheila messages me, Sheila just doesn't put me in a message. Sheila messages me and she tells me the whole story. Lisa, this is so-and-so. I've talked to her 3 times before. She is definitely interested. She's asked me about this product and this product. This is her story. Like, Sheila knows what's going on. She doesn't just throw me in a message and I'm like, who is this person? What do they want? I don't even know them. Like, what's happening? Like, I am versed. So when I go in that message, I say to that person, oh my gosh, girl, Sheila's told me all about you. I already know, you're a busy mama working as a teacher. I know that you're kind of a little skeptical. Oh my gosh, so was I. Like, right away, I'm confirming any fears she has, saying me too. But look where we are now. Like, there is a background there. So just know that somebody has to have the interest there, guys. If the interest isn't there, we're not magic. I have people that say no all the time that don't want this. I can't magically turn them around because I'm a millionaire. Woo, I turn them around. They don't care. They don't know my rank or how much I know or how much money I make. That means nothing to somebody off the street. It's just about getting that third party in when the time is right.
So here's the thing, guys, is that you're not,
unreal.
I see where somebody's saying they wish that they knew the verbiage down pat. You're never going to here's the deal. Here's the deal. And please mark this down, Kathleen. I'm talking to you right now, like right to you. Okay. Right to you. Like, I'm going to look at you. Okay. Every single person is going to be different. So your verbiage should never be the same. It should be based around that person, and it should be based around what their wants and their needs are. And here's what you want to do. This is another golden ticket that Stacy's going to come on, and she's going to tell you too, because I know she does this as well. Screenshot the conversation going on. Okay. Where you're hung up, where you want to take this direction at, okay? And send it to your upline. If your upline is a deadbeat and they're nowhere to be found, send it to their upline or a sideline, okay? I'm sorry. You guys know I don't sugarcoat that. Like, you should bug the crap out of your upline, but if they're useless, you might as well just skip them and go to somebody else, okay? It happens. So just go to somebody that's going to reply with an actual answer, and you'll be able to work on your verbiage. And what's going to happen with you doing that is that you're going to get more confident in how you're going to say. Sometimes I will go say, listen, we need to get this person in a 3-way chat, and then we'll go ahead and do a 3-way chat. But sometimes you don't even have to go into that 3-way chat, because your upline may be able to tell you how you can respond to somebody, that they don't necessarily need that extra validation. You just need to know how to close. And sometimes you just want to give people, like Lisa was saying, options. and before I forget, nobody sidetrack me right now. Before I forget, the price point, if somebody is really struggling with the price point, I always find out if they want to become a promoter. But I always say, what is your budget? What is your number one goal? And what is your budget? If they cannot do all 3 steps, I'm going to be honest with you, my number one step that I make them take is the capsules. Because I know for without a shadow of a doubt that when I wake up in the morning, buddy, when I take these suckers, they get my ass moving. Okay? Every day. Like clockwork. Everybody wants to use the magical patches. Okay? But the magical patches aren't going to do anything if you don't have the rest of the stuff that it's supposed to be helping synergistically work together. All right. So this is like my number one go-to. And normally, if you ask my team, they'll tell you, I will say somebody that says they have $100 budget. Okay. Capsules and lifestyle mix, capsules and sculpt, capsules and balance, capsules and restore. Which is your goal? Okay. And I work from there. And they say, oh, but I want to have a DFT. Why do you want the DFT? Okay. Well, can you do 125? Okay, let's do black label. Let's do capsules. Right? Or, you can have premium if you want, but I'd prefer you have the lifestyle mix over the DFT. But, anyways, you work with people with whatever their budget is. They've got a $50 budget. You tell them what products are $50, but those products might not fit what it is that they're after.
Okay,
Right?
what if they say my budget's 0? What do you say?
Well, I mean, if
No,
your budget's
seriously.
0, are you ready to work?
Yeah. When they say that to
Basically.
me and I'm like, okay, well, honey, we do have a way for you to get this for free and I can walk you through that. That's going to take some effort on your part.
Mhm.
Or just get back to me when you're willing to put something into your health and wellness.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
blunt.
yeah, the reality of it is that nothing is free. Everything, okay, while we have, yes, we have the opportunity to run our business for free. Technically, you still got to work for that free. Okay? So nothing comes without effort. So if people aren't, quit wasting your time, guys. Quit wasting your time with people that are literally just like, I mean, if they're giving you an excuse every 5 seconds, and like there was somebody I was in a 3-way chat with for a 3-day mini, okay? And I was running a special. And this girl, oh, she's at dinner. Oh, she's at work. Oh, she can't get her PayPal to work. Oh, her messenger keeps on closing. And I'll be honest with you, I was trying to be a sport. And I know Jessica's on here right now, Jessica Curtright, because it was her girl. And I literally was about ready to be like, listen, girl, I'm out of my minis, because I was over it. I was over this girl and her excuses. But Jessica, being the kind person she is, I'm pretty sure she must have paid for the girl's mini, because I did end up getting it out to her.
Somebody just posted, Amber, what if they say their budget's $20-$25? You guys are not thinking outside of the box. I want to tell you this. We're only thinking 3-day mini or the 3 steps. Stop just thinking 3 steps. If somebody tells me their budget's $25, do you know what I say? Well, I can get you a 3-day sample in the mail, or I can get you an entire 30-day supply for $50 of the capsules. And that's really going to help with your energy. Or I can get you for $50 more, I can get you rest, and that's going to help with your sleep. So you just upgrade a little bit, you guys. 25 to 50 is not that much. And if you make it sound like that, well, you can get 3 days or 30 days of this one product that's going to help with that specific thing. Stop being so closed-minded. And the one thing that you pointed out, Amanda, that's so huge is move the hell on, y'all.
Yep.
Like, I think that's the biggest question probably all of us leaders get is, how do I make this person buy this product? Stop it. You don't make anybody do anything. Like, move on to someone else that's actually interested.
Yeah. So there's a reason why I don't just give minis out anymore unless somebody is like super duper serious, and on a very rare case, I will give a mini out, but most of the time I always put a value to it, because If that person gets a mini off of me and it sits on their shelf, that's on them, but I'm not going to waste my time with it. I see some people over here saying like they haven't taken it yet or whatever it is. And here's the
Ask for
thing.
it back.
Yeah.
I learned that from Chas.
Yeah.
Message them and go, hey, I know you haven't used your mini yet. I've got people waiting. Is there any way if I pay for the postage, you'll shove that back in the mail for me? Suddenly they're like, no, I'm going to use it. I got it. Because you want to know why, guys? People want what other people want. So if you make it valuable, they will take the product. If you take it away from them, they're going to want it more.
So I have a girl on my team, and she has won a lot of the leaderboards over the years. She's a 12K, but she also sometimes will work her fiance's account, and it comes up as John Curtis. So if you ever see that name, and I'm going to tell you, she cannot take all 3 steps. Guys, she cannot take all 3 steps. So guess what? She doesn't sell 3 steps. She sells Black Label and Balance. She sells Black Label and Lifestyle Mix. She sells Black Label and Black Label and Balance, Black Label and Lifestyle Mix, Black Label and Lifestyle Mix and Balance. Sometimes she sells Sculpt in there, but she does a combination almost always with Black Label, because she can't take the capsules. And so she's just never been a super big go-getter. So you got to think outside the box with stuff. And like I said, if you find their budget, you can work with anything as long as they're willing to wiggle. And you always, always, always want to say, when are you thinking about that you're wanting to place this order? And then set a reminder in your chat or whatever, or in your phone, in your chat. I like to put it in the chat and say, listen, girl, I'm going to forget if I don't. Because here's the thing. You're not their priority. You're not your customer's priority, right? So your customer, their water might bust, like their water line might bust tomorrow, or maybe their furnace is going to stop working, and they don't care about ordering your product from you. They care about getting their water line fixed or their furnace fixed or whatever, right? So they're going to get sidetracked. I can tell you myself, I'm going to get sidetracked if I have my own personal stuff that I'm trying to take care of, and things that I planned on purchasing are going to get to the wayside, and I'm going to forget. So you need to make sure that you're being consistent with following up. So let's bring, do you have any other tips, Sheila, that you want to share before I bring Stacy on?
No, I think between the 3 of us talking, they've all been covered.
I'm such a chatterbox.
You're fine. No.
I'm always afraid. I'm like, I tend to talk over people sometimes, and I don't mean to. It's just because I talk so much and I get super excited and I have like no patience. So Sheila, thank you so much. You literally, I think you gave so many golden nuggets tonight. And you guys, like Sheila said, don't wait 30 months to do this. Okay. Start duplicating it now. Start putting it into action now. And that is going to be huge. And Lisa just said over here on the side, the fear factor following up. Did I say something that offended you?
Yes.
That is something that truly have, I mean, I've used that before, because the reality of it is that we 100% sometimes can become, when we're following up, and when you're following up right, you can look up and see that you've had 10 messages that they've not replied to. And sometimes that can intimidate you, like, maybe I should just not. Jessica Curtright says, or she says, have patience or she'll beat me. She said that to me privately because I tell her all the time I'm going to beat her. Have patience, butterfly. Okay, so let's see. Stacy, why don't you pull some genius stuff out here and share?
Okay, first things first, you guys. First off, Sheila doesn't know this, but like Sheila was my superhero in the last company. So like I watched her like a hawk. Seriously, like I was like, what do you mean? Sheila went to Thrive? Like, this is so cool. You know what I mean? So I appreciate your wisdom and your knowledge, and I love learning from you. I think that it's incredibly important. Amanda, yes, you are the chattiest MF on the face of the earth, but that's why you're loved. People know who you are, and they believe you, and they know that you're genuine. So I appreciate that. And Lisa, wisdom from every crevice in your body. So I think that it's incredibly important. I wrote down just bullet points, and those of you guys that know me, when I'm like roped into a small space, I'm just going to blah, 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 blah. So that's what we're going to do. So first things first, what I want to say, you guys, is if you have not watched the new training videos on Dream Team 2020, let's start there. Take your buns and go watch them. Do not save them for you enrolling new promoters. How are you going to have your new promoters watch those videos if you haven't watched them? You've got 1 hour to go watch those videos. Go watch them. Figure it out on your way to work, whatever. That said, the one that I was assigned was 3 ways and third-party validation and the Lavelle fan page, which is super hilarious because they're my weaknesses. So it was like a struggle for me. Amanda's like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, love you so much. Love you long time. Let's do it. So I did it. I am not the biggest 3-way person myself, putting people in 3 ways. But one of my huge strengths is closing. However, I do 1,000 trillion billion 3 ways with my team. So I want to, these are bullet points, you guys, and I'm not going to go super in detail because I know you all have families to get back to, but listen, stop thinking that putting somebody in a 3-way or sending screenshots means you don't know what you're doing. That's bullshit. It's not true. What that means is you are actually a genius and you understand what third-party validation means. Everybody in the world, you can ask Susie, Sally, Mary, Thomas, and Joseph, okay? They are super happy you love to thrive, but they know that you're going to be full of soup when they ask you about it because it's your thing. So when you put Amanda Hernandez, Christina Johnson, Brittany O'Neill, Chelsea Hensley, Kelly, Suzanne, when you put somebody else in the 3-way chat, all of a sudden they become much more believable than you are. So stop thinking that it means you're not educated or that you don't know what you're doing. It's the opposite, right? Okay. The more that you do it, the better you're going to get. And we're going to talk about screenshots because that's actually my jam. But the more that you do it, the better you're going to get. So Amanda said something and like I 1,000% agree and I 1,000% disagree, right? Every conversation is going to be different, but every conversation is going to be exactly the same. So the longer you do this, you're going to get the same 10 questions over and over and over. What are the ingredients? Can I use this if I'm breastfeeding? Blah, blah. It's going to be the same 10 questions over and over and over. So the more often you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with those answers. And here, at the end of the day, I don't fish for somebody. I don't hand somebody a fish. If you're my team, I'm going to teach you to fish. If you went through my training, I know I gave you all these graphics to save and all the tools that you need to put in your notes. And if you didn't do it and you went to my chat and you're like, is there caffeine in the lifestyle mix? I'm not going to be like, yes, there's 25 milligrams of caffeine. I'm going to be like, girl, where's your folder? Did you save it? Where's your caffeine graphic? Like, you have to teach people because it's going to be the same questions over and over. Is there caffeine in the products? Like all those types of things. One thing I learned from Kendra, I'm going to highlight her because I freaking love Kendra Sports. Okay. So I am all about align and close. So I sell a lot of minis, but I will go in. I'm really good at testing the waters to figure out, is somebody like, are they ready? Can I close them right now? Or am I going to, like, I go for a close and then I come back on a mini. That's who I am. Okay. A lot of people lead with minis. There's one person isn't right or wrong. It's just personal preference. So for me, I go for a line close. I fall back on a mini. The biggest thing about that, you guys, is when you go in, so I see so many of you guys in the comments. You guys, listen to me. This is you holding yourself back. It's not your customers telling you that they're on a budget. It's you. You are putting limitations on yourself. When you're like, my customer says that they can afford $0, it's because you allowed them to put no value on you and your time, period. Not one single solitary human being that you're talking to about the Thrive products actually thinks it's free. Nobody does. Nobody. They don't. So when you post about a mini, unless you say this is absolutely freaking free, you're being taken for a ride. In every conversation in the world of sales, there is one person that is sold. It's either you or it's them. So who's it going to be?
Golden nugget, guys, right there.
Who's it going to be? Nobody thinks the products are free, right? So Kendra taught us, taught the world, because she's genius, good, better, best, right? So I go in and I'm like, they're like, okay, well, I just don't know that I can afford it. I'm like, here's the jam. What I say the same 3 things every single time. What is your water intake? How is your typical daily diet? And what is your activity level like? And then we go from there. What are your goals? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, here are your options. I don't give them any options. I don't care what their budget is. We're not talking budget until I already give them options. The best for you is going to be this. And guys, I don't try to sell them shit they don't need. I tailor every single thing. So if you don't know it, that's when you use your 3 ways, or that's when you use screenshots, which we're going to get to, okay? And then this is the best. This is the better package, and then this is the good package. So if the good package is $100 and they tell me I just can't afford that, I'm like, okay, listen, let's customize something then. What can you afford? I don't hit that until I'm at the fourth option because I want to start big. I was talking about
you don't want to go with the budget until after you have already
exhausted everything else.
Exactly.
I was talking to one of my girls tonight. She's amazing. She's been one of my top enrollers the past few months. She's been with me 4 years. She's incredible, but she literally stops at like peptides, or she just sells balance, or she just sells shakes because she lacks the confidence to go in for, you guys, I go in for $250 sales every single time. If it's necessary, not everybody needs that. But if somebody's like, I want to lose 75 pounds and I eat like shit, and I'm like, okay, well, this isn't a miracle pill, so let's do some damage. And then I come down from there, okay? When you get somebody in a three-way, you guys introduce like, okay, so I'm also different than Lisa and Amanda, and that's okay because different is good. There's 1,000 ways to the beach. I will literally stab somebody on my team if they put me in a three-way without telling me. Like, I'll stab them.
Me too.
Stab. Like, I'm not even going in that three-way because I need to know who they are, what's up with them, how long you've talked to them, what's holding them back, or whatever. But anyway, once you get me in that three-way, you damn well I'm going to close it. Like, for sure, 1,000% I'm going to close that three-way. And one of the things is I incentivize. So now, okay, they're getting a mini. Awesome. I'm going to let that person know it's become my three-way, mine. Because typically it's my team. I do a lot for all y'all that are outside of my downline. And I can work with your uplines and things like that. And I have, a lot of you guys will say that. I will let them know if you order within your first 3 days of using the product, I'm going to give you $10 in credit off of your order. So immediately that's already in people's heads. They're like, oh my God, I have to decide my first 3 days. I have to decide my first 3 days. Okay. When you put somebody in a three-way, edify the heck out of them. Right. So I make it so comfortable, you guys. I have my girls just say, listen, I don't ever get anybody started without introducing them to my girl, Stacy. Her story is amazing. Can you give me 30 seconds and I'll pop her in a three-way? They can't say no. It's illegal. It's against the law. They're not going to say no because they're going to feel awkward. Right. And then I come in and I'm like, oh my gosh, Courtney, thank you so much for inviting me in here. Susie, it's so awesome to meet you. I'm so stinking excited for you to try the products. Would it be okay with you if I share my story, and is it okay if I voice clip? So here's the thing, right? These are sales techniques. I'm giving people the illusion of power. If you guys don't know what that means, write those words down, illusion of power. I'm giving somebody the illusion of power. Now they think they're in control and they think they get to make the decision whether or not they want to hear my story. Once they hear my story, I have it down to 2 voice clips, one about my story and one about my journey, the products and the opportunity. Once they do, they're sold. That's it. It's done. But I give them the illusion of power. Like, they're able to be the person that's in charge of making the decisions. Okay. We talked about nothing is free. Okay. Edify organization. Okay. So screenshots. Let's talk this. This is my biggest thing. I use screenshots more than I do three-ways. And Paul Garrett would probably fall over dead if you heard me say that. So nobody tell him. Okay. Don't call me on the phone. I'm not a phone person. I have massive anxiety. If you call me with a three-way, I'm probably going to flip out and probably quit. But I'm good with three-ways, but I'm even better with screenshots with my team. My team is stupendous at screenshots. You guys, everybody from all over the organization, even outside of Lisa's team, like, they write me with screenshots because I can give you the wording. I know it upside down, inside out, backwards, in every single way, because I've said it so many times over and over. So this is what I teach my team. If you're new and you're maybe not ready for a three-way yet, somebody writes you and they're like, hey girl, I'm interested. Stop. If you don't know what to say, screenshot exactly what they said and send it to your upline or one of your trusted sidelines or somebody that's badass in the company. Okay. Mm-hmm. Not somebody that pretends they are and they like attention. Somebody that actually knows what they're doing and they get results. Right. So you send that to them, because here's the gem. You can't put toothpaste in a tube, back in a tube once you've squeezed it out. Once you've verbally vomited, once you've screwed up, once you've said way too much, once you've given them way too much information, you can't go backwards. You can't invite me into a three-way chat 27,000 messages later and expect me to close it. But what you can do is you can send me a screenshot and I'm going to be like, all right, this is what you're going to say. Tweak it with your own words. Maybe you don't say like holy banana pumpkins, whatever. Change it to your own personal wording, but keep my wording on the stuff. And then we'll go back and forth. And my team is so good, you guys. They send them. I send it. They send it to Katie. She sends them what to say. If they send it to Becky, they send it to Shayna, like whatever. We are all really, really, really good. And you'd be shocked because 10 conversations, they don't need it anymore. They know exactly what they're doing because they realize it's the same conversation over and over and over and over and over again. Like every single one of us, I have no qualms about sending a screenshot to my 8200K chat, to Lisa's 200K chat, to top people in the company. That doesn't mean at 80K, I don't know what I'm talking about. It means I'm smart enough to know that I need help. It means that I don't know this and I'm willing to learn it, right? So that's incredibly important. Listen to people, their wins, guys, their wants, interests, and needs, and their objections. You have to listen to them, right? The majority of what you're going to hear, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, and it's BS. The majority of what you're going to hear is, I don't think I can afford it. So I will teach you this line from me using screenshots, 3-ways, and direct combos. The first thing I say to people, money's off the table. If money were not an issue, what else is holding you back? Guys, that's gold. Because then they say, well, my husband isn't really supportive of this because I've tried 15 other things. And I'm like, okay, so money's not an issue and husband's on board. What else holds you back? By the time you get 4 layers deep, now you're looking at the real objection, which is probably, I don't know that I can hold myself accountable to this. And that is what your sale is pending on. And that's when I say, awesome. I'm going to set a reminder on my phone every single morning and make sure that you take your capsules. I'm going to check in with you at 8 o'clock every single day for your first week. Bam, sold. It had nothing to do with money. Had nothing to do with hubby. Had nothing to do with the fact that, blah, 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 blah. You have to learn to really get down to the nitty gritty and listen to your people. Emily asked a few times, if a conversation goes dead in a 3-way, whose responsibility is it to get started? Y'all aren't going to like my answer. I don't chase anybody. I don't have time to chase anybody. If I'm in a 3-way and the conversation goes dead and, I've brought what I can to the table, I'll let it die. And then I go back through, I write down, I'm really, really anal. I'm great at keeping my calendar super good. I'll write the 3-ways down that I'm in and I'll go back on a Wednesday, which is the day that I do my follow-ups for like my 3-ways and my dead condos. And I'll just send a GIF, something silly like, oh my gosh, girl, did I upset or offend you? I've been doing that for 4.5 years. It's never failed me yet. I have a 100% success rate. Everybody answers goes, oh my gosh, no, my son just broke his arm. Beyond that, I'm not going to keep chasing somebody. I don't have time for that. I'm looking for new seeds. I'm looking for the people that are ready now. Everybody else is going on my follow-up list. They're getting a hit once every 2 weeks or once a month, period. And then last tip, actually it's 2 pieces. You guys stop selling yourself short. Amanda and I talked about this today. I had like a performance review with her, if you will. I had a conference and stop prospecting down. Stop trying to qualify the unqualified. Stop trying to force people that are not ready yet. Stop trying to talk people into shit that are not ready for it. But the other thing is, and I forget who said, I think it was Sheila, said something like, oh no, it was Lisa, when she said, and I do the exact same thing when people are like, well, I'm just not sure. And I'm like, you know what, let me know. I'm sold out of my minis. I just got rid of my last one, but I can put you on my follow-up list, my waiting list for my next pack. I'm placing an order today and it should be in sometime next week. Let me know if you want to reserve one right now. And they hear that and they go, holy smokes. I have a potty mouth, guys, sorry. Holy smokes. Everybody else wants one, so I need one, okay? If you guys have never ever seen it, you guys, we go on our YouTube channel, 1,000 videos we make about figs. Fear of loss, indifference, greed, sense of urgency. They're impulse factors. You need to know them. You need to understand them. Stop making yourself inferior to your potentials. Prospect up instead of prospecting down. I use indifference 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with my kids, my husband, my relationship, my friendships, my sales business, everything that I do in life. You got to stop acting like you're going to be broken and desperate if somebody doesn't order your shit. Right? Indifference works. I'm like, literally what I say to people is I'm like, all right, girl, honest to goodness, no feelings hurt, no pressure for me. When you're ready, you're ready. Just let me know. And then I'm gone. I'm like, talk to you later. And they're like, wait, dude, stop. I didn't say no. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Indifference is so huge because you're taking the power back in the conversation. And I'm not saying be disrespectful, but maintain control in the conversation. It's so incredibly important at all times. If you want to be successful, like you can dabble and you can work this like a business, or you can use the actual techniques. Everybody tiptoes around this stuff, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Everybody tiptoes around it. Everybody's like, oh, you just have to be a sharer. If you want to be a 200K and if you want to be a millionaire, you need to learn to sell some shit. You do.
Yeah,
You do.
that's 100%.
You know what she said that was like the best gold on this whole entire Zoom? No one that pops in your inbox thinks this is free. No one. They're playing you. And one of like the biggest thing that you said, Stacey, like this takes confidence and going in with the power. Like you have the upper hand at all times. So like one of my favorite things to say to people, like hugely, and works like 99% of the time, is, you know how like Stacey said, kind of, what's your goal? What do you want? What are you looking for? Then I say, well, it sounds like I have exactly what you need. Let me send you over my website and we'll walk you through how to order right now. This will be on your doorstep in 2 days. I say that every time, no matter what. And they'll say, oh, well, I don't know if I can afford that right now. Like they'll let me know. But if I'm assertive and if I am very confident, and if I say, girl, oh my God, this is exactly what you need. From everything you're explaining, I have exactly what you need to do exactly what you want. Let's get this thing going. They're going to let you know. That's when the objection comes in. And that's where you start, okay, so, what is holding you back? And then, well, what if that was taken off the table? Then would you buy, they're going to like stop at that place. Like Stacey said, they're going to stop at that place where, okay, I have no more objections. If you can take all these things off the table, I'm ready to order. Because you guys, nobody messaged you thinking, well, there are some people that message thinking that they're going to scam you enough to make you do it for free. But you guys are allowing people to make this cheap. You're allowing people to take over. You're allowing them to scam you, really, I think.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, somebody just asked you what you say when somebody says they can't afford it. I'll give you my opinion here in a minute, but
when they say they can't afford it,
mm-hmm.
and well, it depends, but there's been times where I've said, why did you message me then, girl? Like, and I'll speak it. I will actually speak it so that they can hear my jokey voice.
Yeah.
But I get my point across. I'll go, well, girlfriend, why'd you even message me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say it like that. I do, because they'll call, well, I thought maybe you were doing some kind of free special. Well, no, I'm not. I do specials all the time, but girl, I'm making a living over here. Nothing's free. But if you ever do find the money, let me know. I'm definitely willing to work with you on whatever your budget is. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. And this kind of goes with what Stacey was saying earlier about prospecting up, is that first of all, quit posting shit is free. Okay? Quit posting so much about how you can run your business for free. All right.
Stop giving people $75 off the Thrive experience, so you're cheapening our products.
Yeah. Like, I mean, here's the thing. It's like, first of all, if I'm going to offer a discount to somebody, it's going to be in my inbox. Okay. I don't ever put prices on stuff when I'm posting about it. I mean, every now and again, I'll be bold and I'll like post something about like maybe a promoter kit, like in my stories or something like that. But for the most part, people don't know what the prices of stuff is until I tell them. And then as for a promoter, the thing is like, sign them as a customer and get them to pre-sell like mini experiences in order to be able to do that. If they're not going to pre-sell mini experiences, they were never going to work their business in the first place. Okay. And that's just the reality of it. I mean, if you guys want to stop wasting your time with promoters that are like dead ends, then quit signing all these free promoters. Sign them as a customer, get them to pre-sell their mini experiences. Boom. Now they can place their order, and they are getting potential customers to set them up for the VIP 100, VIP 1600. You want to do them some acts of service. It's by doing that for them, making them work for their VIP bonuses that now they are in a position to actually earn because they have samples going into people's hands. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that I don't care about signing 100 promoters if those 100 promoters aren't going to do anything. I want to sign people that are seriously excited and that are open to being resourceful. Resourcefulness is probably the number one quality of anybody that's successful. So the more resourceful that you can find yourself being, meaning that you yourself are looking for the opportunity of how you can grow your business. So every day, what would you get up and do? You'd have a list of income producing activities that you know that you need to do today. You need to post on social media. You need to follow up with people. You need to edify with people. Maybe do some three-way calls, three-way chats. Have you posted to your story? Are you growing your network? Every single day, if I told you everything that I did and fit into today alone, your heads would spin.
Same.
But guess what? It's because I have been doing this long enough now that I have my priorities in a line. And I know, like, Stacy has to yell at me sometimes, guys, because I will overbook myself so much and then I will crash and burn.
You know.
Yes.
Hey, listen, real quick. Summer Love had said there's a message that I use that she wanted me to share tonight.
Okay.
And I don't know it exactly. Summer Love knows it probably better than I do, but I'm going to tell you guys, don't be afraid to like go in for follow-ups and things like that. One of the things, and Amanda and I have talked about this 1,000 times, feel ballsy in writing people. I literally write them and I'm like, hey girl, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope things are super awesome for you this week. I hope you had a great weekend. Listen, I'm checking with every single person for my February check-in. And I've got a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on right now, but I don't ever want to be that girl. I know at one point you were interested in getting started. If you're not interested anymore, that is so cool. I want to get you off my list and stop bothering you. But if you are, let me know and I'll shoot over what I've got going on. It qualifies people. I'm no longer following up with D-bags, dude.
I do the same thing, Stace, because like it gets that awkwardness out. And use the voice recorder. Be like, hey girl, am I on your nerves? I'm just so passionate about what I do, and I know you've asked questions, and I kind of have you on my follow-up list. And if you want me to take you off, seriously, no hard feelings. I totally get it. I hate when people are in my messenger box driving me nuts with something that I don't want. But if you do, I'll keep you on my list, and I'll just keep you informed once a month about any specials that happen. I've never had anybody tell me take me off the list. Have you, Stacy?
Not a freaking one time. People are like, you know what? I don't know if I can do anything, but send them over to me anyways because I never know when I can. And I'm like,
right.
Hello.
So there's a lot of asking of videos and stuff like that over here in these comments. And I just want to say this, you guys, go to your website, your personal website, click on what is the Thrive Experience, and boom, you get the Lavelle video, 3 minutes long. Click save, send it to yourself in Messenger. Now you've got it every time you need to send it to somebody, and it's routed to your URL. Okay. And I want to encourage you guys to watch the training videos. Okay. I don't care how long you've been here. Go watch the training videos. They're like 10 minutes a piece or something like that. Mine's all over the place. I'm scattered just like I am sitting here right now. Nothing has to be perfect, but the things that you guys have the most questions with, I want to challenge you this week to go to YouTube and type in those topics that you're struggling with. Take 5-10 minutes here and there and type in maybe closing on sales, network marketing closing. You can go to Stacy's YouTube. You can go to my YouTube. I mean, you're going to find lots of videos all over the place. But I want to encourage you guys, the more resourceful you are, the more you're going to be able to set your new promoters up for success. So if you watch those videos, okay, every single one of you, like every single one, you don't think I haven't clicked through every single one of those videos? I 100% have clicked through every. You want to know why I've clicked through them? Because people have said, oh, does this one work? Is this one's not working? This one's like fudgy. So I went through and I click, make sure that each one of them was working, right? Because we were changing some around the other day. Number 3 wasn't working. And so I want to encourage you guys to go and learn how to be resourceful. Use keyword searches in the team page, because a lot of the questions you guys are asking are over, like literally all you got to do is type in, like, for instance, sometimes I can't find the Zooms when I click on the team page. So I just type in the word Zoom, Monday Zoom, Sunday Zoom, Tuesday Zoom, Thursday, whatever.
Can I throw something in there before I forget? because I'm this person. But before I forget, like it has something to do with what you're saying right now, and I'm going to forget. You guys stop trying to be an expert on everything. Like you're not going to be an expert on the comp plan. You're not, or organization, or an expert on this or expert on that. Use other people for those things, right? Like Christina might be an expert on the comp plan, but she might not be an expert on closing. And Brittany might be an expert on Black Label, but she might not have any clue about balance. Or, maybe Nikita Water is amazing at closing promoters, but she sucks at retaining her customers. Stop trying to be an expert on everything. And that's who you use for three-ways and stuff like that. Like, I literally just go into my chat. I'm like, who is freaking bomb? Like, ask on my 80 and 200K chat. Ask them. I'm like, who is amazing at closing promoters? Who is just a badass? And that's how I decide who I'm bringing on my Zooms. Use the experts in the categories and stop trying to be an expert yourself. Okay, I'm done. I'm out.
And Nikki is up here using, I hope, Nikki, I'd totally take a picture if you're doing that, because you're sitting there taking your hair peptides while you're on this Zoom. That is a perfect, no, this is a teaching lesson I'm going to share with all you guys. We're done with the main stuff right now, but I'm going to share it with all you guys now, because something that I had talked to Nikki about just yesterday, was that she needed to share more about herself and putting more stuff out there. So like right now she's taking the hair stuff, okay, right before bed. All right. So that is a story post, or, you're plugging into a business, you're plugging in, you're learning, you're excited while you're taking your hair's growing longer. All right. Or something like, you can even put it in there, or you could post in your stories or whatever. Right. So like you can incorporate when you're taking your product. I think a lot of you guys are thinking like you have to have a whole lot to say. Leave some stuff up to the imagination, y'all. Leave some stuff up to the imagination. I don't explain how everything works all the time. I literally, if you noticed, I made this post literally just right after I got home from bungee sweat class tonight. I'm going to stop the recording. I'll finish the sentence. If not, somebody will ask me for it as soon as I get done. But I made this post as soon as I got back from my bungee sweat class tonight. You can't see my DFT. You can't see anything. I'm talking about my second cardio workout for the day. All right. Whew, I'm sweating. Maybe Sculpt is my go-to, is my new go-to. Wowza. That's my last sentence in this post. You don't think that people aren't paying attention that I'm doing like a Sculpt challenge? Yes. And I'm about ready to change that over to also balance at night. So Sculpt during the morning, balance at night, and see what happens, because they already seen my before picture. So I think I'm going to add that in starting tomorrow. So I just want to encourage you guys to get creative with what it is that you're doing. Utilize three-way chats, utilize three-way calls. Know that you don't have to know everything. Utilize some YouTube videos and so forth. This recording, because a lot of asked.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah.
Somebody asked what your favorite response is when somebody says, so how much is it? And my response is the same every single time. Again, I don't know about you, Amanda, but I use the voice recorder for everything. Mm-hmm. Unless they tell me, oh, hey, I can't listen right now, only type. But if they don't say that, I use the voice recorder. And I say the same thing every time. In fact, I usually send it. I have it like copied. I just forward the message, like, because I use it over and over. And I just say, oh my God, girl, you are going to die once you hear how inexpensive this is. Like, plant the seed. Like, and I share this. I always say, man, before I found Thrive, I was taking like 6 different supplements throughout my day. I was spending like $400 a month. This is like a fraction of that, and it's down to 3 steps, and it has more ingredients, and I actually feel something. Like, I was blown away, not only when I found out how cheap it was, but I only paid for it my first month, and then I earned it free every month after that, and it's been 3 years. You guys, I just said all that in under a minute. In under a minute with the voice recorder. That's what the message I sent, and they're like, really? Okay, it's sweet. I don't even say the price yet. Then the next clip is when I'll say, it's normally $180, but right now I can get you a 20% discount, bring that down to $150. And that's for all 3 steps. And I'm actually doing free shipping right now. So you will literally get everything for exactly $150. Like, there will be no shipping added to that, nothing. Or let's say I'm doing $25 off. I'll say, you'll get that for $125 plus shipping. this is a steal. And that's it. Like, be confident. I am so confident when I say it. I don't like beat around the bush. I don't like try to go, oh gosh, you might think this is a little pricey, but, or because you guys, like
Yeah,
Stacy
don't
said, you're
plant
kind
those
of
seeds.
sticking your, yeah, like Stacy said, you're kind of putting your own foot in your mouth, guys. You're making it sound expensive. You are going into the conversation thinking, oh my gosh, people aren't going to be able to afford this. And so people sense it. And then they try to take advantage of that. If you are taking the power and being confident and putting value on the product, because those of you on this call, if you're using the Thrive experience, you know it's worth every penny plus some. And I always tell people, oh my gosh, I would pay $1 million to feel this way. And they're like, well, tell me more, you know? So it's about your confidence, your excitement. And people, you know, I say this every single Zoom. People are probably sick of hearing it, but people need to hear your voice. That voice recorder is the best thing that ever happened in Messenger, ever.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that ever happened to my business.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can use it in Instagram too now. And that's nice. So, okay, we could just talk all night. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up so we can get the recording. The recording will be, it's on my YouTube, but it'll also be in the event page as well. And I'll upload it and make sure it's posted in the Dream Team 2020 also. You guys, I appreciate everybody jumping on tonight. We always have so much to learn. I know Thursday night we're going to be doing promoter, right, Lisa? Promoter?
Thursday night, well, we were kind of going to talk about this, but we'll probably maybe just review this quickly and then talk about something else. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think signing promoters with upgrade kits, maybe with
yeah.
promoter kits, and getting new promoters started, which we've got all those new awesome videos when my new promoters are loving. But also tomorrow night, Kayla and Lisa will be doing a Zoom as well. So personal development Zoom, you guys can plug into that if you want to. And I would highly encourage you, if you didn't get a chance to watch Stacy's last night, to check that out because it was amazing.
And
Also.
tomorrow night, we've got a live event. I don't know what time it's at, but what I do know is that y'all, if you're new and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I've got a couple people that ask me, but I don't want to ruin it. Those events are gold. I mean, they are, somebody can watch from the comfort of their own home. It's kind of anonymous, so they don't feel pressure. And it's such a cool way for them to hear third party credibility without being put in a message.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%. And like getting people to those events every week, you can follow up with the people. It's a great follow-up tool, guys. It's a great follow-up tool. You set a goal of like, oh, I'm going to get 5 yeses today. I'm going to get 5 yeses to it. So you shoot a message to everybody that was a trial, a mini trial, somebody that said they were interested, but they just hadn't closed yet. People that said they were interested in the business. Guess what? Now's the time. Somebody said it earlier, but I'm going to say it now before we close out. Income tax time is coming. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Income tax time, March 20th, 2013 changed my life. Okay. Because that's when I started in network marketing 7 years ago because of my income tax check. So, yeah, there's a lot of me's out there, and there's a lot of Lisas out there and Stacy's out there, and you guys got to go out there and find them, right? So, everybody have a good night, and thank you all again so much. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, everybody that shared. Mwah. Bye.